Okay, ready to dive in.
Let's do it.
So we're looking at how business operations evolve. And, well, it seems pretty clear some of the older ways of thinking about this just don't really hold up now.
Yeah, you're talking about the CMM, right? The Capability Maturity Model.
That's the one. Everyone used it back in the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah. Companies love saying they were CMM level 3 or whatever. But here's the thing. The best practices for those levels, they were defined back in, like, 2003.
2003. I mean, in technology terms, that's practically the Stone Age.
Exactly. It's like trying to run a modern website based on rules from 2003.
Yeah.
It just doesn't apply anymore.
So it's kind of irrelevant.
Hopelessly out of it, yeah. We need something new.
To replace CMM.
Yeah, something that actually reflects how modern companies operate, especially with the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with this new 4-level MIS operating model.
Okay, so it's not just an update. It has a specific job to do, this new model.
It does. Its core purpose is really twofold. First, figure out where a company is right now in terms of its MIS operations.
Like a diagnostic.
Exactly. And then second, guide them on what their next strategic steps should be. It provides a kind of roadmap.
And a really key point you made is that not everyone needs to aim for the top level, right? Some companies can actually thrive at lower levels.
Absolutely critical point. Being, say, reactive, which is level 1, isn't necessarily bad. For some companies, it's the optimal strategy.
How so? Why would staying reactive be the best choice?
Well, think about a company with lots of really diverse businesses under one roof, where each unit acts almost like a separate startup.
Okay.
Forcing them all into one giant system might actually slow them down, add cost, kill their agility. Staying reactive lets each unit pick the best-of-breed tool for its specific job.
Ah, makes sense, especially if they don't share many customers or processes.
Precisely. And this whole model is designed to map directly onto modern cloud architecture, which makes it super relevant today.
Okay, let's break down these 4 levels then, starting at the beginning. Level 1, reactive. What does that look like?
So reactive companies typically use a lot of separate applications.
Yeah.
Discrete applications. Often they go for best-of-breed cloud solutions, really specialized tools for specific tasks.
And the operations are kind of managed?
Pretty much on the fly. There isn't much coordination between different parts of the business system-wise. Think of it like having a great toolbox, but all the tools are just kind of thrown in together.
Right.
So for startups, or these highly diversified companies, reactive can be really efficient. You grab the best tool for that job.
But eventually, that best tool for the job approach can start causing problems, right? When you need things to connect.
Exactly. When the lack of connection starts creating friction, or they realize they need a more unified view, that's the trigger to move towards level 2, which we call framing.
Framing. So what happens here?
This is where companies realize they need standards. It often starts simple, like getting everyone on the same email system or the same payroll system, maybe standard collaboration tools.
Okay, basic infrastructure stuff.
Right. But the really crucial part of framing is starting to build a centralized customer database, or maybe a data warehouse for analytics, getting that single view of the customer or the business data.
Ah, the USAA's big shift. Their mission became about giving customers that single login, that unified view across banking, insurance.
That's the classic framing move. That central customer backbone enabled the single view and things like cross-selling, because they finally understood the whole customer relationship.
Okay, so you've framed the house, got the basic structure, the shared data. What's next? Level 3 must be about connecting the rooms.
Good analogy.
Yeah.
Level 3 is integrating. The focus shifts squarely to connecting those systems that you started standardizing in level 2.
How do they do that?
2 main ways, either through APIs, application programming interfaces, which act like translators, allowing different software systems to talk to each other.
Okay, the digital bridges.
Exactly. Or, especially for larger enterprises, they might go all in on a single, central ERP system enterprise resource planning.
The big one, like SAP or Oracle.
Right. ERPs are powerful because they come with pre-integrated modules for everything: finance, customer management, inventory, logistics, you name it. It's all designed to work together from the start.
And SAP is a huge player here. You mentioned, what, 32 modules?
Over 32 now.
Yeah.
And their cloud offering, HANA, basically lets you subscribe to the modules you need, and they're already pre-approved and integrated. Saves a ton of custom work.
So when giants like Toyota or Lego decided to go with one giant SAP ERP system globally, what did that unlock for them?
Huge benefits. For Toyota, think about just-in-time manufacturing. With a single global system, if their Kentucky plant was running low on a part,
They could see inventory anywhere else in the world.
instantly. See excess parts in California, get them shipped. Lego used it similarly for global manufacturing and distribution. That kind of worldwide visibility and coordination. Impossible without integration.
Yeah, you can just imagine the chaos of trying to do that with disconnected systems. Integration solves a massive headache.
Absolutely.
So from integrating everything, there's still another level. Level 4, the business optimizer. What does that even mean? Going beyond integrated.
It really is going well beyond just having a central ERP. Level 4 is about pushing modular software out in a very standardized, almost cookie-cutter way to all your operations.
Operations slide.
Branches, retail stores, franchises. And critically important now, pushing updates directly to apps on phones.
Okay, so when Walmart updates the software on the servers in every single store overnight, that's level 4.
That's a classic example, ensuring consistency across thousands of locations. Macy's does the same thing.
But you mentioned Chase, and airlines are even more advanced.
Yeah, because they push updates not just to their internal systems, like branches or airport gates, but directly to the customer interface, the banking app, the airline app on your phone.
Ah, so that's why my banking app sometimes forces me to update before I can log in.
Exactly. It's a telltale sign of a highly optimized Level 4 business controlling its software distribution right down to the end-user device.
That makes so much sense. Okay, this framework is really clicking. Now let's talk about the actual tools companies use to climb these levels, the ERP vendors.
Right, the landscape varies a lot depending on company size and complexity.
So for the little guys, mom and pop shops, virtual businesses.
It's overwhelmingly QuickBooks. Something like 80% of small companies use QuickBooks. Why? It's super cheap, easy to use, perfect for level 1, maybe early level 2, where you need basic accounting, invoicing, but not complex integration.
Okay. What's the next step up when QuickBooks isn't enough anymore for growing businesses?
That's often Microsoft Dynamics 365. People sometimes forget Microsoft is a big ERP player, but they bought and integrated companies like Great Plains. Dynamics can handle manufacturing, logistics stuff QuickBooks can't. Good fit for companies moving into framing or early integrating.
And for the mid-market, or companies starting a serious ERP implementation.
You see NetSuite a lot there, often brought in by the big professional services firms, Deloitte, Accenture, folks like that. They'll implement NetSuite as often a one-time project expense for the client to get them onto a more integrated platform.
Right, getting into serious integration territory, and then the really big players like state governments or massive manufacturers.
Now you're talking Oracle, which acquired PeopleSoft. Oracle ERP runs massive operations like the state of Texas. They compete head-to-head with SAP, especially in high-end manufacturing ERP. Definitely tools for deep integration, pushing towards optimization.
Which brings us to SAP, the top of the pyramid.
Pretty much. SAP is generally seen as the most advanced, definitely has the most modules, covers the most territory globally,
Oh, yeah?
but it's also the most expensive and the most complicated. You basically always need professional services firms, your Accentures and Deloittes, to implement it successfully. It's the powerhouse for companies aiming for full level 3 integration or level 4 optimization on a global scale.
So understanding this vendor landscape helps you see the whole ecosystem, right? And maybe where career paths lie for people interested in this stuff.
Absolutely. And it also underlines something we talked about, the need for the human side, even in tech. Implementing these complex systems requires people who get the business, manage change, and actually connect with people.
Okay, let's pivot now to that incredible real-world example, Trinity Health. You called their journey mind-blowing.
It really is, because they essentially went through all 4 levels we just discussed, from total chaos to amazing. You could argue they're now the best healthcare organization in the U.S. from an operational standpoint.
So what's their business? It's complex, right? Products and services.
Super complex. They sell physical products, prescriptions, stitches, pacemakers, you name it. Their product catalog has to be massive.
Yeah.
And cost is always a huge factor for patients.
And services, too.
Oh, yeah. Surgeries, long-term care, clinics, the whole spectrum.
And geographically, expanding across the U.S. in healthcare sounds like a nightmare with all the state-by-state regulations.
That's the killer challenge. Healthcare is regulated at a state-by-state level. So Trinity's main strategy for growth was acquisition. Buy existing local hospitals, doctor practices.
To get their local knowledge.
Exactly. Leverage their understanding of state rules. And their whole philosophy was about lifetime care. Join our medical practice and you're going to be with us for life, from birth onwards.
So when they started acquiring all these different places, what did they find, MIS-wise? Level 1.
Level 1, totally reactive. Every hospital, every practice had its own best-of-breed system.
Yeah.
Maybe great for them individually, but together, just chaos. There was no unified view of one patient across the growing Trinity network.
A huge problem in healthcare. So their first big strategic move must have been towards framing.
Precisely. Their top priority was standardizing on a single electronic health record, EHR, for every single patient, everywhere. Unify that clinical data, even if the underlying billing or scheduling systems were still fragmented.
Okay, step one, unified patient record. But then connecting all these places across different states, that's a massive networking job.
Huge. They built out their network using software-defined wide area networks, SD-WAN. Think of it as a smart private highway system, using fiber lines between hospitals and HQ, optimizing the data traffic.
Like a private internet for Trinity.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And crucially, they used virtual private networks, VPNs, as backup and for secure connections over the public internet. Basically encrypted tunnels protected by firewalls, ensuring data security and reliability.
Okay, connected network, standard EHR. Now, you talked about the magic of their centralized data warehouse. This sounds like the real game changer.
This was absolutely pivotal. They managed to pull HIPAA-compliant data from all their facilities across all states into one massive data warehouse.
Storing it all?
No, much more than that. The amazing part is it pulls in outcomes of treatments.
Outcomes, like whether treatments actually worked.
Exactly. Imagine being able to compare in near real time heart transplant outcomes in their California hospitals versus their Michigan hospitals.
Yeah.
Or analyzing which combinations of cancer drugs lead to better recovery rates across thousands of patients.
Wow, so they're using this data warehouse to actively improve care.
Actively and dramatically. The system lets them spot best practices. Stop doing this treatment protocol, start doing that one, based on real-world results across their entire network.
That's incredible. So it's literally saving lives, a self-informing, amazing network, as you put it.
That's exactly what it is.
But building all this, the EHR, the network, the warehouse, integrating everything, that sounds like a monumental effort.
Monumental is the right word. It took Trinity 10 years.
Oh,
A full decade to go from that initial reactive chaos to having everyone on just 5 standardized unified ERP systems.
10 years. Wow. So what happens now when they buy a new hospital?
Their process is down pat. They acquire a hospital, and they immediately bring in firms like Accenture. The goal, get that new facility fully integrated onto their standard 5 systems within a year. It's part of their acquisition playbook now.
So this whole decade-long transformation, it wasn't accidental, it was planned.
Oh, absolutely. It was laid out in a very clear 10-year plan. They could show the board the roadmap, the big outcomes they were aiming for, and the vision of that nice, smooth-looking unified system at the end. Very strategic, very sellable.
A perfect case study for moving through the levels.
Couldn't ask for a better one.
So just to recap, we've walked through this 4-level MIS operating model: reactive, framing, integrating, and the top-tier business optimizer.
And we saw how Trinity Health lived that journey, moving from chaos to arguably best-in-class operational maturity in healthcare by applying these principles.
And connecting this back to you, the listener, understanding these models, it isn't just for the IT crowd, right?
Not at all. It helps you see the hidden logic, the strategic thinking, or sometimes the lack of it behind the big companies you deal with every day. Your bank, retailers, airlines, healthcare providers. It gives you a lens to understand how they operate.
Which leads us to a final thought for you to mull over. Think about a company you interact with regularly. A big one. Maybe your bank, maybe Amazon, maybe an airline.
Based on everything we've discussed today, the 4 levels, the signs like app updates or unified logins, what level of MIS maturity do you think they're operating at?
Yeah, what clues do you see? And maybe more interestingly, what do you think their next logical strategic step might be on that journey towards integration or optimization? Something to chew on.